everybody, and welcome back to Base Camp. Today we're talking about the unity of Christians. Here's the fact of the matter. Not all Christians are going to agree about all aspects of the Christian faith. But we should always be striving for unity among believers. In John chapter 17, verse 21, Jesus prays for all believers throughout time that we would be one, just as the Godhead is one. In that passage this is Jesus talking. I pray that they will all be one, just as you and I are one. As you are in me, Father, and I am in you. And may they be in us so that the world will believe that you sent me. The unity that Jesus is talking about isn't that we have to agree on every little aspect of Christianity, but that even when we disagree on non-essential issues, we can still be united. There are some things that you absolutely have to believe in order to be considered a Christian. These are the essentials of the Christian faith. Things like who God is, who Jesus was, Jesus' death and resurrection, the fact that humanity needs a Savior to save us from our sin. Those things are absolutely essential to the Christian faith and non-negotiable. But there are other things that we can frankly agree to disagree, and that shouldn't divide us. Some of these things like worship styles, contemporary versus traditional, it doesn't really matter. That is a non-essential. When the world was created, or how the world was created, is another non-essential that unfortunately many Christians tend to argue about. Some Christians believe that it was 7 literal 24-hour days. Others believe that those are errors. The important thing is that God did create, not necessarily how he created. And we can agree to disagree on exactly how, but as long as we can agree that God did create. And there are a plethora of other issues that are really not at the heart of the Christian faith, while not unimportant, because some of them are important and we should continue to debate, but we shouldn't argue. We shouldn't get mad at each other. We shouldn't be hostile to one another. And unfortunately, this sometimes happens where these debates get heated, and people don't act in a very Christ-way manner. We are still fallen human beings who God is still working on. But we should try to keep in unity with each other, even when we don't necessarily agree. There are a lot of organizations and people out there that, while I wouldn't necessarily agree with them on every little jot and tittle of things that they believe, I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater, because they do a lot of good work too. So you have to come to terms with the fact that not everybody's going to agree. And just because somebody doesn't agree with you on a non-essential issue doesn't make them a heretic. A heretic is someone who believes heretical things, which should be reserved for people who are actually heretics and go against an essential doctrine. I hope that maybe this has given you something to think about and pray about, and try to understand what other people are saying before you judge too harshly. Because we don't always, there are many things that we won't have hard answers to until we are all in eternity. I hope that helps some and gives you something to think about. See you next time, and God bless.